Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the annual Law Day. Slowly but surely, I will speak louder and louder and louder until I get a thumbs up. There we go, that everybody can hear me. Good afternoon. My name is M. Boulette. I am your Hennepin County Bar Association president. And thank you for joining us for National Law Day, recognized here in Minnesota. Please know that in showing up today, you are part of one of 800 demonstrations occurring across the country. You are likely one among many tens of thousands of lawyers showing up at courthouses and capitals and government centers to show your support for the rule of law. And know that in showing your support for the rule of law, you're not dedicating yourselves to a series of pedantic principles. We are not here because of procedural rules or niceties. We are not here to defend our livelihoods as lawyers. We are here to stand up at the most basic level for dignity, for the dignity of advocates to be the voice for those before seeking justice, for the dignity of judicial officers and judges to decide the cases before them based on the law and the facts as they are found, and perhaps most centrally and most importantly, for the dignity of people. Because the rule of law is fundamentally the recognition of human dignity and the right of each person to be heard and to receive equal justice, regardless of who they are or how they identify or how they came to be here. In participating in Law Day, you are standing as part of a proud tradition, reaching back many hundreds of years in that continued search for freedom, and part of a tradition that will extend many, many hundreds more as that moral arc continues to bend towards justice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming here today, for bringing yourselves physically to stand in community with other members of our profession. And I'd like to invite our State Bar Association President, Samuel Edmonds, to say a few words before we all retake our oaths and rededicate ourselves to the principles that brought us to this profession to start. Well, thank you, Em. Can you guys still hear us in the back? I'm hearing a no over here. Well, I'll try. Who's in charge of these speakers? Do they turn up at all? All right, we got them up all the way, so we'll try to do this without distorting. But thank you to Em. It was actually less than 15 years ago that M. Boulette and I were serving together as officers of the New Lawyers section. And I'm so proud of the work that they have done in the years since. And Em, it's my privilege and honor to serve on these, speak with you and stand beside you. So thank you. So it's an honor to be here with you all today, lawyers, judges, law students, I know college students even here, and citizens of Minnesota. I've seen judges of our Court of Appeals, federal judges, retired Supreme Court justices, judges from far outstate Minnesota, lawyers from all around the metro and greater Minnesota. So thank you all for coming here today. Law Day has a proud history. As I prepared for this, I learned that it was President Eisenhower who first started Law Day in 1958, and it was enacted by Congress in 1960. And Law Day has been celebrated every year since. While other nations might mark their history with parades of military might, here in America, we choose to honor the rule of law as the backbone of our democracy.
So this year, though, we take Law Day even one step further. We're calling this Law Day of Action. And as you heard, these events, just like you're participating in today, are being held all across the country. Lawyers are gathering not just to reflect, but to act, to stand up for the rule of law, to reaffirm our commitment to justice, fairness, and the independence of our courts and profession. So let me be clear, this is not about politics. This is not about any one political party or any law or policy or case. This is about our principle as lawyers. Without the rule of law, there's no equal justice. Without judicial independence, there's no fair hearing. And without our professional integrity, there's no public trust. When judges are attacked for doing their jobs, when lawyers are vilified because of the clients they represent, when courts are politicized or ignored, these aren't isolated issues. These are warning signs, and we cannot ignore them. So that's why we are all here today, to defend our courts and our judges, all of the judges here, all of the judges throughout our state and our country, to defend our profession and to defend the rule of law. Not because it's easy or convenient, but because it's essential. And these principles are not abstract. They touch people's lives every day, here in the Government Center, in courtrooms across the state, in eviction court, in criminal court, in immigration proceedings, in family law matters. When our court system is weakened, it's the vulnerable who suffer the most. So today, we all stand in solidarity, not as partisans, but as professionals, united in our belief that justice for all requires independence and that protecting our courts protects everyone's rights. So I want to challenge us, all of you today, not just to retake your oath today, but to live it out every day. So I tried to make a list here. What can you do? Don't just be with us here today and then go about your lives as you did before. Take something from this list. Take a pro bono case. Someone out there needs your help and they can't afford a lawyer. Donate to our legal aid organizations. They're on the front lines every day. I was just out in Washington, D.C. for ABA Day, and this year it was scary. Our representatives and senators are saying the legal services funding might be on the chopping block. So if that happens, we're going to need our legal community in Minnesota to step up for our legal services organizations. Speak up, write an op-ed, give a public talk, share accurate information on social media, get the message out there. Get involved with your bar association. Could be local, could be state, could be federal, could be affinity bars, could be other legal organizations. Get involved. Collective action matters. Talk to your elected officials. Let them know that lawyers care about judicial independence and access to justice. Thank you. Where did John? John Stout here reminded me today that the American Bar Association has a critical task force called the Task Force on American Democracy. So go check them out. They have a website up at checksandbalances.com or .org. One of those, checksandbalances.org, I believe, but huge national effort on democracy. So check it out, get involved. Mentor a young lawyer or a law student. A lot of you are here today, but the next generation is watching what we all do and how we show up. The rule of law is not defended in one big moment. We can't do it all right here today. We defend the rule of law in hundreds or thousands of small moments. Lawyers like you who are paying attention, stepping up, and staying true to your oath. So in just a moment, we will retake the oath. I hope we do not do so as a formality, but as a promise, one that each of us will carry forward in our work and in our example. So thank you all for your commitment. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for standing up, not just for the rule of law, but for the people who depend on it. So now it is my great privilege to introduce former Minnesota Supreme Court Justice Margaret Chudich, who you all know. Justice Chudich will re-administer the lawyer's oath. Justice Chudich served with distinction on our Court of Appeals, I learned, for 5 years, and then as a justice of our Supreme Court for 8 years until her retirement just last year. So welcome, Justice Chudich. Thank you so much for being here with us, and the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much. It's a great pleasure to be here today and to see all of you out here in support of our United States Constitution and our Minnesota Constitution. Attorneys, in just a moment, you will renew a very powerful pledge that is the bedrock of our profession and also of democracy itself. And may we all have the determination and courage to support and uphold the rule of law each and every day. So attorneys, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Attorneys, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and that of the state of Minnesota, and will conduct myself as an attorney and a counselor at law in an upright and courteous manner, to the best of my learning and ability, with all good fidelity to the court and to the client, and that I will use no falsehood or deceit, nor delay any person's cause for lucre or malice. So help me God. Oh, thank you. You did my heart good.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for coming again. This is a huge turnout. We appreciate it so much. Feel free to come up here for photographs, use the banner, anything you'd like to do. Get the message out today on social media. You'll see a lot of activity from the bar associations. Go grab those social media posts, share them out to your networks. But again, we just thank you so much for being here and have a good day.